bracket of just
All
the
right,
same thing.
last map. Apex on defense, Heretics on attack. Rian's buys a regen armor. Oh boy, breach done into... Nice, honestly, I like it. And again, I think Floor will do so fine on defense. I'm more worried about attack.
But it's only one kill to start us off. Look at the space taken by Apex, though. Malsey, your IGL here.
Breach stun into... Oh, they stun from middle. Wait, that was nice, actually. Stun from middle into the top, and then you have salvos as well. You're trying to double combo.
Like Batu. Will be spotted. Some attempted denial of space. Basically cutting out one of those default plant spots and well. Minibu didn't go quick enough. He's been caught.
Okay, nothing really to stop this. Stun just came back.
For Heretics as they go for the plant, the stun comes in. The big swing from up in heaven leaves Boo on the floor. It's Root all by his lonesome.
Hey, very nice. Pistols at the moment, 3-2.
It's Apex this time
This is a cool pistol though. Stun down, you're trying to combo with the stun and the salvos and the waylay. That's already a good sign.
A lot of the time when you had Killjoy, sure that utility can now be destroyed a lot more easy, but you still had at least a turret and an alarm bot that's
great shot, by the way.
Quite a bit more space on your flanks. Whereas I want to know where you'd place the Vice wall that will give you that same level of information, or if it's going to be a much more, okay, Benji just has to sit and watch and basically...
the Sala with the Prime, thank you for the 18 months. Thank you. Outlaw nice and early. They're allowed one death.
When it gets to buy rounds.
What?
And you can't play with your turret and an outlaw.
Wall to cover off the right side so you can try and get a plant.
That's the real takeaway for me. For Apex, 1-0 start, but now a lot of pistols.
Governor gonna go for this? Oh my goodness. Oh my god, he could get so many. Boo holding the flank. There's a gun down for one of them to pick up. I'm a little bit nervous now, actually.
And a plan to secure Team Heretics. They've really sunk their teeth into this eco round.
Yeah, Governor heard a lot of footsteps and I think he saw the dollar signs. Thinking of all the kills.
Has stepped up to the plate and a chance for this to not be economically devastating if they can avoid losing anyone else. Malsey's leading by example.
Hey, very nice. Getting Malsey this close to his ult as well could be awesome.
Towards that rolling thunder for future rounds. That's a 2-0 start.
I was a little bit scared, but they cleaned up well. They still keep the outlaw in. And they only lost one gun.
At times, but he really is just putting himself in the pocket of some of those superstars on the squad. Like applying the
Vice is worse than the Killjoy on attack. The Vice is a little bit different.
You look back, even in the last map that they didn't win, the amount of times that there were fights where players were just...
I would argue that the Vice is better on attack but worse. I don't even know, to be honest. On this map,
go 5-0 in the first 2 rounds.
You lose that double info. But you have a wall that covers here, so you still do the same thing.
This is the thing, though. Again, when we talk about
I think the Killjoy is better on defense and the Vice is better on attack, personally. But honestly, I haven't put much thought into this map.
That Vice thrown into play, the aggression potential of Minibu.
The Fawns are just so strong. And honestly, if you did the wall here and anchoring B and you perma-Fawns this, that could be a nightmare.
I'm looking at Apex. 4 players right now within a very tiny angle.
Oh boy, bonus, we go searching.
Heretics are waiting.
That's unlucky. The flash went behind Minibu. I like the idea from Apex.
That's a wonderful start. The attacking side having all the cards now. They can take this where they want. They know that Governor's here. With 2 players, 1 hit to that outlaw. They have to be careful. Salvo sent in to slow them. Instead, it just sends them in the other direction, and a quick rotate for Minibu means he'll be here way before Governor can hope to have eyes on B.
I think it was also a play just
do
to
the wall on
get
attack.
back to a rifle, because in that
you get no info of like
bar the sniper, so it basically left them in a spot where
I don't know. I'm excited to see what they got Vice-wise.
The guns remaining, so fighting that with an outlaw and a pistol, not ideal. The problem though,
can they get any kills? We got 2 people that can get 1 shot from
this.
this.
The way back into this is all going to come down to how much damage can this outlaw achieve.
Yeah, well, the Vice utility as well. Like, if you're not getting in there immediately, there's going to be problems, and you see it there. Steel vines all over the site. That will be a prickly push if you decide to go for it. Instead, Apex
molly
playing
the
the
turrets
exits.
and things.
Try to make this as costly as they can.
Yeah, that's true. The turret has to get like shot.
Holding on to the weapon and flying under the radar might be the best case scenario.
Surely that's a kill.
Choice, though, as Benji
One armor rebuy, maybe more here.
just where Batu is. Doesn't even want to risk the run across to start with, but he'll get out in the end.
Yeah, I think as well, you look at the other side of the coin for Heretics, they want to build up an early economy as much as possible, because the amount of rounds I feel like where, even in the last 2 maps where they start off 4-0, 4-1.
Yeah, it's a shame. This flash just went behind Miniboo, so it did catch the other 2.
The second Apex found a break back, they were right back to pistols again. There were so many rounds where they ended up on pistols, or like, okay, 2 rifles and pistols.
What do we got? Important rounds.
3
people can't buy. It's the A here.
So they're not going to risk hunting that man down. Again, though, this looks like an incredibly
looks like they want to go a little bit aggro.
Position. Like, this is every single member queued up.
Oh my goodness.
Outside of A.
They're denying that early orb as well with this fight. The reveal going up.
Hey, that's nice though. They get a breach all nice and early on. Might honestly be the difference maker. Because Woot for sure would have liked it. With the breach, oh my goodness. Damn, it's sick though. It was all around getting the breach all early. And we didn't overheat. And we didn't overheat. Lovely round from them.
Wonderful game plan from Apex.
Yeah, that was awesome.
It looked like Heretics maybe on the back of, you know, Armageddon was one away for Wood. If they can take that orb, it's free site take. But Apex brought the fight to them.
This is the thing, again, you just talk about the value that Molesy is bringing, the call to basically play off contact, roll
and to only do the 1 dash as well.
And, well, it becomes so easy for Fluorescent to just land all of those remaining shots. They don't give up that space either. Continue to fight it. Wow.
Yeah, lovely little play.
3-1.
Lovely little play and really cool.
Again, those 4
really cool idea to go into the big buy.
They get slaughtered in this round, but they can at
Speaking of big buy, we got another one, but obviously this time Apex have a lot more money, so
really
pressure's on Heretics.
The fact that I feel like most people would have Apex right down the bottom of the list when it comes
Lose
to
B
the
control,
can
insta
go
drone
far
over towards A,
into
but they don't
stage 1.
really follow
with
up with much.
No expectations on their shoulders. Even claiming a map will catch people by surprise.
Yeah, this is the good one that can't be shot from sight.
They're one of the teams, the org itself.
It's a riskier lineup than what most people do.
Heretics,
most people do it safe behind the box.
Going into those later positions towards the end of the year. Even seeding going into stage 2 could mean something to this squad, like things that other teams would laugh at. They have to be considering.
Heretics came in expecting perhaps an easier match than they've gotten, but Apex have had their eyes on the prize from the first barriers going up. This is a full buy from that attacking side. They've already lost Rien's.
Molesy is watching this though.
Utility, but they still have
Molesy was watching this.
Miniboo's walking through them. They're not going to expect them to round that
this is kind of nice.
A very ambitious play, but one that works out wonderfully. Boo though, caught in middle, and the herd thins
went before
out
the plan
again
as
on the
well.
side of Heretics.
They'll line up almost.
Miniboo swing, but still the
Woot has his ult.
in time.
And he has 15 seconds to delay until he gets his salvos. Oh, that's a deep ult.
Fluorescent has the same idea on the other side. Gonna try pushing, but Benji just waiting. He's going to be the last man left to try and hold
Made some
the line,
space at least.
bring this back, but
very nice, Batu. Nice rounds. Okay, Apex finally get their own 4-1 start.
4th on the board. They survive when Miniboo is thriving and when the ultimate of Teo comes online. And more interestingly here, I feel like, again, it's easy, even in week 1, to fall back into some of the stories. You've got ex-teammates in the form of Boo and Molesy. But I think, for me, the most exciting one is you have an Ascension winner facing off against a Champions finalist.
Okay, the only real thing to be scared about is the Neon ult. And Floor gets the Outlaw out, and there's 4 people that can get 1
I think
taps.
Expectations never would have been there at the beginning of the year.
Looks like a set rounds, no? Damage, wall, smoke. Oh, so you can go fast kitchen. Oh, this is kind of cool. This is a cool set strat. And then you actually split over towards A. Oh, he shot. Oh boy, Molesy, you're in trouble, mate. This is a sick round though. This is really cool to watch. We had smoke to cover the cross, then we had salvo to make sure the kitchen was clear, then we had the wall as well, so no one on site can see you.
the
And then
sniper
it
now.
kind of looks like you're going over towards B, but actually you're doing an A split from
Rifle of his own,
spawn.
and they are sitting back
Awesome.
so passively. Almost just trying to bait out some of the utility that they know will be coming of over, even going to try and cancel things out, but I say there doesn't look like there's much
Wait,
hope. That's
taking
not a
down the
bad
Sova
start.
here is everything,
Problem
no?
now is he's just got to
Yeah,
almost
got it
try and
half.
stick this until the end. The remaining players not going to be over-facing, and with Miniboo in such a tight corner, even if he manages to get back onto this, Miniboo's going to be there. May have got him killed to the spike.
Yeah. Really
Still
nice
be a
round,
big
though.
round. In
I mean,
fact,
they
a
came in
safeguard
with
thrifty for
a
Heretics.
Neon ult and a
Haven't gotten
Stinger,
to
and
say
they leave
that
with 2 guns.
at all today, have we? Is that our first pay safeguard thrifty?
The first
Been
successful
fairly
A split
clean
on
rounds, back and
Icebox.
forth, and
Yeah, and they
any of
didn't
them
go
that have
like,
come down to that
didn't
have
go
been
through
off
here as well. They
clutches
got to go all the way this
I
way.
feel like, yeah, it's either
Got a
gone
little
down
bit
to
fortunate
a
with the
clutch,
timing, but
or
the hard
be
shot
like,
to hit when the
oh,
Neon's
they've
sending
got
it.
into a 3v1 and Avova's the last guy alive. It's like, well,
Benji
yeah,
had a
okay,
really
they
nice shot
failed
on sight.
the pay save card thrifty, but they should have won it. They just didn't because he Red Bull clutched.
Yeah, well, 4-2 is it's a pretty scoreline to
Money's
look
still
at.
pretty
Map
good for
3,
Apex.
Trading blows early on.
Batu can
Good sign of
probably
what
drop
is
here
to come.
with a 2-4
Salvo
loss
sent
bonus.
in, as is Fluorescent for the early control over B main. Spike just around the corner.
Yeah, but every single time they've done the
Blocking them
double
off,
damage
and that
here,
won't
they
even
kind
be
of push
pushed that
with it.
far.
But I still like it. You can damage
as
all
well,
of
like, they
this,
should also,
and you can have the stun
like,
here.
Rewind her audio. She goes back. Maybe that's just
Shot.
me of over.
Dude, I tell you, Vova's looking crisp,
Even
though.
trade to start, but I'm also just looking at the amount of damage that's being done by Rians. He's not going to get either of the
Oh,
kills.
they know
but
there's one more low
brought
HP,
players
and where he
low, given
is.
space elsewhere of over.
Damn,
I was gonna say
Avova,
in
man.
trouble, but somehow has come out of it
Why
like
is he
roses.
looking incredible?
Yeah, that
It's
pick
looking like
puts them back to
2021.
even footing, but it's Heretics with the plant. Benji Fishy up close with lots of vines just placed onto the floor. The first set activated. The second set can delay even further. This clock is going to run down. They're waiting for it. They think right after these go, let's run on in. Let's take the fight. Benji's here. He's
Excuse
the
me?
one slowing them down or trying to. He's ended up falling. And Rians picks up the double. Governor with just
so
15
devastating.
HP. There's no choice but to
It's
run
so
to the
devastating
hills.
for Apex this round. Nice run for Heretics, though.
That was another
Very
vine. That
needed.
makes a bit more sense
Apex,
with the
maybe they
flash.
call it
Yeah,
timeout
that
here
was in play.
because
Well,
I
that's
was
the
thinking, why isn't he
it's
activated?
gonna be the round before they have to eco, probably.
Be a little bit of a whiff for Benji, but again,
If they lose
this
the
is
next,
something
that is.
really came into fruition in the last map was Rien's in late rounds. If he's alive in those late round scenarios, it feels like he has been such a high impact player and more. It seems like we have the curse of
Dexterity, thank you so
4-1.
much.
Any team that
Dexterity
gets
CS
4-1
with the
up
10 gifted. Thank you so
seemingly
much,
lets it
bro. I
slip, as
appreciate
we've
that.
already
Your
started
first
to
ever
witness
gifted, and you went for 10.
Heretics climbing
Try not
back
to
into
do.
this game.
Get the
This
Oiler
will
Slug
be
spam going for
another big
Dexterity.
touch.
Thank you so much, bro.
Benji, use their thorns and you delayed them and we win.
What the?
Thorns did have
Thank you so
wonderful
much, bro. I
impact. I'm
appreciate
not
you.
sure
Thank
what
you,
that
thank you
noise
for
was,
that.
but I'm guessing some form of a display of
I think
happiness.
it was
The Tarek mod? Oh, you're actually doing God's work out there, man.
Like
Respect.
excitement.
That must be a rough one.
Miniboo
Thank you so much, bro. I
has been
appreciate
running
you. Thank you for the
riot.
support.
Missed shot for Fluorescent leaves her down on just.
That chat gets
5
crazy, man.
points of health. And actually, just look at the
feel like I
exit.
should be giving
This
you
has
the
been a
10 gifted.
reaction after
Thank
early
you for the support, bro.
presence in
Thank you,
mid
thank
was
you.
shown. They felt the need to clear everything out, and in the meantime, they've completely
Build
negated this
1.0
A-side
as
control.
well.
Now,
Thank
bear
you
in
so much for the 5 gifted on
I
top
feel
of
like
that.
when
Thank you,
Heretics have
thank
got
you,
into
man. I
a
appreciate
post-farm
that as
A,
well.
they haven't
Got
really
you know what
let
to
it
do?
slip.
Another Slug Oiler spam for the gifted. Thank you so much.
And with one orb away from Boo having himself a
Dexterity
Viper's
and build
Pit, Grant's on the other side
1.0.
of
Thank
map,
you,
but
too.
that could certainly play a very good role for them. Look at this. In fact, it's
Chat, if anyone got
Heretics
gifted,
moving to
at
A
them and
with
say
2
thank you as well.
players, while the spike goes the other way.
Okay, I mean, this
They'll
is
have the wall from Vice protecting
kind of
their back on
nice
that side
from
of the
Heretics
map.
at the moment. There's
Is that the goal?
so
Send
much
enough
pressure
in
over towards
that they
here.
try
And the
use
Neon
their
obviously
ult
can
on one
rotate
side
pretty
of the map. Maybe
fast.
use
They
one,
don't
maybe they
realize
use
just
the
how
arm again, and things just
heavy
get a
they've
little bit more
rotated.
difficult. Instead, yeah, the lockdown's nowhere near as impactful on the B
Oops.
side. So
Ooh,
much more
ended up
difficult to
being
make
incredible.
that work. And they've
Who did they
caught
take
them
down?
while they're
Batu, who
rotating.
had
It's a
Killjoy ult?
great round
Oh,
so
no.
far from Heretics.
I don't think they know
You can
about Boo.
expect Boo to be quite this close. Armageddon goes into play, but they've got to walk right past this player, flying under the radar again.
Gotta be tempted
It's
to
Boo.
ult.
And now the Viper's Pit put into play, but he can't get out.
Ooh,
He's
it's
caught
rough.
on the way. The Thorns, though, buying precious
They got their
seconds
own ult
to
for
see
it as
Heretics
well.
use a
Does cover the
Viper's Pit
spike.
of their own.
Recon goes
They're looking
in.
to push right into into this spike, and they've gotten onto it already, but Benji is lurking inside the toxins. He'll buy them. Precious seconds indeed.
Half.
As that clock
Round the
runs
corner.
down.
Who's out here
Above
planting
the
like
safe
this?
around
Oh
the
my
corner,
goodness,
and
it's
they
like a
can't
wingman
stop
plant.
it this time.
It's a rough plant, dude.
Apex.
Really, really rough
With a
plant. Nice round from
standard
above,
play,
in the
it's a
end managed to
clutch
steal
from
it.
him, but also
Like a wingman
sticking
plant
the
just with no
spike
wingman.
under their nose.
Cheesy Fox as well. Cheesy Fox King. Thank you so much, Cheesy Fox. 10 gift as well from you, bro. Appreciate that.
In front of Avova, because normally he's
Look
the
at
one
that
doing it
one.
to you. Well, guess
Damn,
what?
Cheesy
He's
Fox, I
just
appreciate
done
it. Thank you so much for doing that. Thank you, thank you.
And this map, I get a flashback to this map when I
Appreciate the
think
10
about it.
gifted. Chat, you know what to do, another oil spam. Thank you so much, bro. And Dexterity with another gifted. 11 now. Thank you so much,
the combo
also.
breaker. A lot of ultimates
Or was that
used by
plant? Yeah, not great.
defensive side, but they
Not
still
great.
hold on to the lockdown.
Ooh,
Miniboo has had
it's a
enough.
good speed up.
His aggression's been successful so often, but Fluorescent is able to shut him down. Now, I believe if she had refracted there, she would have gone right back
Wait,
into
Dexterity.
the
You
crosshairs. I think
snuck
that was
him.
more
Wait, you've been
of
sneaking
a
all the
wise
one
decision
gifted in there.
Not to stick that one through. The problem,
missed
though, is again,
3.
you've had Miniboo as this
4.
fantastic space taker.
And Kafer, 142 as well. Thank you for the prime, dude. Thank you, thank you.
I mean, if you just opened the stream and saw Miniboo sliding through, you'd assume that probably Fluorescent is Miniboo's teammate. They're both dashing towards
Again,
the
thank
B
you so much for the
site,
gifted,
but
everyone.
That was a retreat.
Thank you.
and an
Dexterity,
immediate
Cheesy,
turn.
and Build One. Thank you
Take
so
that
much.
fight and
Okay,
level us
with
back out in a
4v4,
4v4.
Batu has ult
Having
still.
used Viper's pits
So
in
if
last
time gets
round,
low,
this
it's going to be a
lurk
little
would
bit
be very
interesting.
dangerous
Trying to create
with a pit
pressure.
going up and the site lost, but
And
that's not the
Apex are
case.
having none of
In
it this
fact,
time.
There's nothing for Heretics to fall back on in that department.
Oh, that's probably
Apex,
why
on the
they're
other
having
hand,
none of it.
Being proactive. They heard that noise on A.
Stacking
They
B as
popped
well.
the lockdown, but everyone is on B, including Batu, who's now on the rotate.
It's a great
They'll find
stun
one
to
in the form of
swing,
Fluorescent.
but
They'll find another in the form of Avova.
nuts.
and Moss is
That's
gone
nuts.
too.
Maybe,
I don't know how Root's gotten away with that, but Batu, after
shouldn't there have been
using his
a
lockdown,
flash?
has a 1v4.
I don't know.
The
We
first
did
of which he's
incredible,
found.
but
The
I
latter
gotta see it. There
will
has to be a
not
breach flash
quite
here.
So easy. Heretics,
Stun the left
I don't
side.
know how they got away. Well, never mind.
Maybe there
Heretics,
was a
I don't
flash
know
and he
who
turned
got
it,
away
in which
with
case
that.
he's a
This is the
god.
thing. I feel like this is the opposite of the last round. I think the last round, Heretics played a perfect fake.
In
They
Samsara,
go onto
thank
the
you so much
site
for the
and
34
they
months as well.
lose
Thank you
to
for that.
Maybe just not the greatest plant spot.
Here we go, let's see
wasn't
it.
like a bad round from them. This round, I actually feel like the read was way better from Apex. They used the
Ooh,
lockdown
Sora in
to
the
make the
dash.
idea that, okay, we believe you're going A. We believe you're going A. Okay, we'll use the lockdown. And Batu plays it, immediately runs B. They know
That's
it's B. They
rough.
have 3 players there. And then
That's
just
rough, and it
wipes
wasn't
out
really
everybody.
together fully.
It's a weird couple
Okay,
of rounds.
go for the pistol
We're seeing
again,
this again,
and
same
Rians is just
stun,
on top of it.
same
They've
idea.
done
You
it
can
like,
see how
what,
far
3
back Rians was
times
like. They were
now?
very well prepared for that.
Pistol, they
In the
faked
pistol,
it
was
a little later.
similar setup just
Yeah.
by chance, but
And then
here,
this time actually
that's
went for the
very
commitment
much
with the
calculated,
waylay.
knowing that early dash was likely or possibly going to be used, especially on a weaker
I'm
buy
Alpha
to
Sliggy,
get
thanks
that
so much for the
advantage
prime,
in the
dude.
early fight. Now,
Thank you, it's an
Heretics,
interesting name.
5
Appreciate the
versus
60
4.
months.
Miniboo tagged up, but with an outlaw in a round like this, there's nobody who can stand against even one shot. Whoops, even one shot from that outlaw.
Yeah, force them down to an eco. Man, they're still doing... The scoreline's still pretty good for Apex.
1 or 2 players, and you can see the full sprint
I
rotation.
still worry
coming
about their
from
attack
Ozzy.
with this
A
comp,
single
but...
kill for him would get the rolling thunder, but
Oh, this is nice. Tail
say
ult
expectations
like
are
this
that
to block
it's not
both of
gonna
the
be utilised in
chokes.
this round.
And then you get Fawns, so
They
you can't
already
flood
have
in.
something that could pull them through to victory.
Well, that is a very late flank from Governor that's actually just going to see him wrap back around to the rest of the squad. Punching back through this post plant will be very difficult. Nobody's really cared about the back other than Boo, so the rest of the squad on site looking in just one direction, ready for the swings to come through. And with weaker weapons, even a 1v1 has a disadvantage, but when there's that
Okay,
many
was this
guns looking
was
back,
this
it's no
Nico, though?
surprise. It's an in-zone flawless for Team Heretics.
That's another one I feel like we've not had.
Yeah,
there
true.
have not been clean
True.
rounds throughout this game. It's always been at least a little bit dirty throughout. Nonetheless,
I mean, do they
fight
need?
to
I
fight.
think 6, honestly,
the
6 could be
4-1
okay.
early start has been a curse throughout this game. Always seemingly leveling up at some point. I think a big part of that has been the resurgence of Wu. I think having a very quiet map 1, a solid map 2 on the ISO, and then building into this one, potentially for a big finale, which if you're a Apex fan might be heartbreaking because there's no doubt that they have been.
Oh, what is
in
this?
match.
Fast hit with a molly deep.
Here we go. Rolling
Oh, they go for it. Dude, they love this combo. I massively respect Miniboo here, by the way. The ult came in. He could have used the momentum to get out of there, but he literally just crouched, W keyed, and kind of stayed tucked into this corner, knowing that the Waylay might actually dash over him. Dude, this was nice from Miniboo. There's some heads-up play to be thinking that deep.
Back to back. Halsey, the last one standing. And I don't think he's going to want to try this retake. Saving the weapon for the final round makes a lot more sense. Heretics, as time ticks on, eventually they're going to realize we have a lot of credits.
Falling apart?
They don't. Let's go kill them.
Yeah, but 5 on defense, honestly, can be enough. I still think they might need 6 because I'm still worried about their attack. But the fact that they have had pretty good stuff on defense, they might have some nice stuff.
Back to back in zone flawlesses. Clearly wanted to keep the sponsors happy with this one, and Heretics have delivered, and this is a great sign for them going forward. Like the fact that they've had 2
this was.
The fact that the last time we saw
maybe feeling confident in the stun as well.
They get blitzed by it, but I think that's now a couple of times where Miniboo has been way further forward than anybody over on Apex has expected to see him. And I'll say that is probably because a lot of people do not play Neon on this map. Like there's a few here and there that will pick it up, but I think Heretics have always been the main one.
Okay, Batu gets judged flawless, or we got 1, 2, 3 with backup guns on the floor, just waiting for some kind of push. 3 people that can get one shot.
Of the hood, evidently. 3
Triple Outlaws out.
Obviously they've got cash, so I'm assuming that, why would you want an op? Explain why would you want an op? Actually 3 players are 25 and you get 2 shots with quick movement.
Oops.
Outlaw's just a better weapon.
I was gonna say there's a chance that Avova really owns it for Batu here. But
I'm not a man of my word, evidently.
Now what?
Okay, only 1 outlaw at the moment for Benji as he switches over towards middle.
They've got themselves the Outlaws, but they'll be quickly swapped over to the Rifles. And all they have to do is avoid some of these early fights.
Ooh, that's nice. Just caught him with the ult. Cool little combo. They got some lovely punishes of this area with ults. We got one with the Breach ult. We got one with the Waylay ult.
Normally you expect players to have...
They're really abusing like this being the only entrance.
It seems that Benji Fishy got so far forward, has decided he's almost had to keep
it. While this has been happening, it does look like Benji probably wins this round. Can he find Avova? Wait.
I think firing out this utility might just be the end of him, and it will. That's an easy kill for Benji. For the rest of the squad, they have no ground to get back into this position.
Yeah, since they had money and Byrons, Heretics
kind of
just...
shield, so it's a
I mean, the only round, really, after the 4-1 that Apex won was just a bad plant from Heretics.
Didn't know you're right above him and behind him. Now the post plant for Team Heretics. And a lot of utility already burned up, but a shock dart alongside a snake bite, nothing to turn your nose at. Salvo's used, Batu spotted 2 on yellow. Good kills. A little more possibly,
little bit of patience there on that. Maybe.
7-5 in favor of Team Heretics.
4-1 to a 5-7. Dude, it looks like having the good start at the moment is not the one. Yeah, this is a cool little combo though. Dude, with the stun on top as well, that's overkill. Batu? Yeah, dude, his rifling looking a lot better. Maybe he's just nervous with the rifles when we were watching. We didn't have that long, I guess, or that much data. How good will Heretics defense be with no info sentinel? So they'll probably use there's a wall at middle that can cover like the bottom and middle and the push into tube. So they'll just be using that. And as long as Apex know about that, they might be able to just like default middle trigger it, and then it's going to be pretty hard for Heretics. So I think they gotta find this wall early, and they should know about the wall. Pretty much everyone knows about the wall. You can jump that wall in tube. Wait, is that true? Without it, but it still triggers, right? Is what you're saying? You can just jump it once it's up. You still get the info. Cracky, thank you so much, dude. Thank you. I appreciate that. I was going to attempt to say your full name, but I feel like I would struggle heavily.
Gentlemen, 7-5. Team Heretics now on the defensive side, but they've got the lead still.
You can...
I am very optimistic.
You can
about
jump
what
it, but
we're
it
about to
doesn't
see.
trigger, but you'll
Waylay on
make
the attack
noise.
here on
Oh,
Icebox.
okay. That's honestly,
There's
that's
a lot
not
of
too bad, though.
Yeah, my only worry is if they run out of steam. 6 of the last 7 rounds going the way of Heretics. So this was, again, it was another 4-1 start. It's something we've seen throughout the matchup so far is whoever starts off the map seems to let it slip away. And the thing is, you've seen the stars that you need. Like, everybody performing on the Heretic side. Woots look fantastic, and I think going into that Benji Fissy Vice defensive side is going to be difficult.
Okay, we've got a raid
down.
boss.
This guy is already fantastic with
In terms of the pistols, it is 3-2 with 1-0 on this map. Floor creates a lot of pressure over towards middle.
Lightspeed dash across in mid.
Interesting wall.
Towards the spawn. He's going to get a drone out of Woot, which will be destroyed deep and not get a ton of information. They still have to be...
Only saw Batu, I think.
Yeah, indeed. And no clearance towards the tube, which is a gap that they'll have to be aware of as this clock runs down. So, for now, they're trying to throw question marks up for Team Heretics, and maybe they get an overextension as a result.
This is the thing.
Looks like a really strong hold to be at the moment.
From Vice, you've got the
wall,
very,
fawn,
very deep,
smoke.
which might just leave someone in a horrible isolated position, but also you've got the thorns just in front of that. So there may not
Yeah,
be
and the thorns is so far away that you
they
can't
attempt
hear
to
it.
go
Oh,
that
that's
way.
nice.
Oh, okay. Governor's
And then you
managing to
smoke up
find
and you're meant to
Benji, and that's
wall
gonna at
duel.
least
You're meant to
drop
duel this as the wall goes up.
issue.
So they didn't commit hit far enough.
Minibu tagged incredibly low as well. It's not a bad start for the attacking side. As they pump the brakes and hit the freeze, Heretics start to wonder if the hit's coming in elsewhere. Rians can push down mid and lock them into this hit, but can they deny the plan?
Nothing to
Do
stop
they
the
want
plant.
to? Well, it looks
Definitely
like
got to
no.
keep an eye on Rians.
Just waiting behind that wall.
He was tempted to go behind, but he's actually just clearing
middle.
middle.
The pistol, especially with some players
As a
so
recon
low
for back
already,
yellow.
at the K could have caused massive problems. Now grouped up as 3. Shock dart sent in, caught Avova.
As a shock
That's
as
a
well.
big pickup.
Oh, the recon
They're both
scanned him.
towards main. Having to swing out on the same angle. The stun,
Ah, and the
not actually
stun was
landing it.
off because they
This is a bit
backstepped
of a
after
problem.
tapping it.
Malzy's all alone. They're just now starting to defuse. Still a bit of time to play with, and he's tagged up as well. I think one of those salvos might have caught him for a decent amount of damage. He's made it around the corner.
Oh,
Buying
no way! How's he won that? Dude, I thought that was done. I thought it was done. They get double pistol. 2-0 ends 3-3 on pistols.
It seems like a scenario that was impossible. And when he got tagged, I was like, he's screwed. Absolutely screwed.
Dude, the commit kill and then to be able to survive.
The defusal over the line if he went for anything else, and well, I feel like Rians is not going to be happy with how that one ended.
That's all we need.
A big pistol round for Apex.
Rian's gonna be gutted. He didn't get that kill from the committed swing.
Without their leader, there would have been no chance.
Big one for Malzy.
A little bit of an investment from Heretics. They might struggle again.
7-6. Apex go
Okay,
right
it's
into
an
Minibu
incredible
to
shot.
start this one
I was
off.
gonna say they might struggle
Fluorescent dropped and they don't know about
about the outlaw next round, and they have no idea
That's
the
a
boost
wonderful
below them.
position.
Oh god, they're gonna
And
get
Bowser,
owned, man. The
he's
brothers,
wall-banged Avova with a classic.
the
Taking his
brothers
head
have
off with
owned
the
them.
first shot. Well, Governor and Batu, they have got their work cut out for them now.
I was
feel like we're
worried
almost
that
locked in
Heretics
playing
would have
B as
2
well.
that would be
They're
a
against
one-shot
Nico.
to
They're
outlaw
gonna get
for
those
next
weapons.
rounds.
You might as
They're
well
not even gonna
defend
get
him, and
there.
Batu's got to pick one up.
Not even
He's
gonna be able to
suddenly got a
afford
ghost.
it.
But that's the thing as well. He's had to retrieve his turret because he would have been out of range of it anyway. So they literally don't know what ground they've lost. So it has to be
This is
fighting
nice from
forward at
Boo
this
as
stage.
well.
The only goal here is to try and buy as much time as
Governor's
humanly
got
possible.
really good timing,
Up
but
and above.
that's the low
That
HP.
First one's for free. Got his own salvos to potentially try and get into a plant. In fact, the goal is to try and get a little bit of extra space, but they've swung onto him still.
Ooh,
They've done
dude,
well,
another
but it's
gr-
left
dude,
onto just
Minibu's
one,
hit
so
some shots though.
desperately low on HP.
We can see
That
why
is
he's
a
buying the.
brutal round
You can
for
see
the
why he's
side of
buying the
Apex.
Marshall.
They've gone and walked into the brother's home, and well, the majority didn't walk outstanding.
Not at
Feel like the
all.
second
I mean,
shot's nice
Minibu's
as well.
First shot was impressive, straight
Oh,
onto
dude, he
the
nearly
head
got a
of
double,
Fluorescent.
yeah.
But the rotation deeper and the shot fired out. This drew them in. Boo had no right to claim the kill on Avova. A quick
Didn't even
reaction
see
on
that
the first shot, a clean follow-up. Well, Minibu was there for the later round, but
Yeah, that
Minibu
one's
put
gotta feel
credits on
rough.
the line. Boo did it with a classic, and both pushed this across the line. Heretics lost the pistol.
Dude, that second shot was so
Heartbreaking fashion, but
nice.
They've recovered nicely.
monster damage. We've got late warns. We know they're defaulting over towards A, and they're just sending it. They got 3 sheriffs. That's about it.
No, just 4 rifles. Never mind. No one even saw the outlaw.
Right here.
Don't know how much you're going to get away with pushing that wall. You're on a low buy, so you take risks. Those risks rarely have a reward in this kind of situation.
Tanjiro, thank you so much for the prime, bro. I appreciate you. Thank you for that.
Side, and they were all holding. Leaving Malzy on 50 HP. 1v4, Sheriff in hand, tagged up as well. Really, you are already looking to the next round with the question of damage still to be answered. Everyone's got a rifle. The Outlaw's already gone. 1 or 2 kills here. The butterfly effect could come into play. Just keep them modest in terms of economy, especially with that shaky start.
Yeah, but the thing is, when you win,
yeah, I think Boo just picked up the orb.
you even get a boost. So
What the observer's trying to show.
Benji with a few thousand
2 bullets.
Extra.
30 seconds left.
Even 1 kill, I don't think will make any real difference. He's not even going to get
Okay.
relatively clean round.
Marnie is good. Does Mini Boo want an op?
I
Is
think
the
there needs to
only
be a
real question.
Relatively early response here from Epic. Sure, we already saw them like streak a
Ooh, nice shot. Second shot was lovely.
When it came to map number 1, when it gets into the depths of a series, when it gets late into the map, but there's 2 problems they're going to have. 1, running out of steam and ideas. 2, if momentum carries on like
if Malzy wins that, I go balls.
For Heretics, you're going to see the likes
Oh
of
yeah, it was a safe one for that. Fair play.
Well, that's what we have seen, at least in the last couple of rounds. Things are starting to shape up better and better for the side of Team Heretics. That
What
defense.
the hell?
Locating targets.
Thorns line up
Thorns put into
with
play.
a 3-person punish. Dude, I would have to watch that again.
That's giving deep
I think if the recon hits, then you do... Oh my goodness.
Hold on, spot
You do your Teo damage.
They can
Wait, that looked kind of cool.
heavy around mid, maybe even go for a bit of mid aggression. It depends. The drone not really
Yeah,
seeing
we'll
anything
committed
from
over
that team
towards A,
dunking.
so as soon as this smoke goes up,
This
it
is
creates a lot of pressure on the map.
Whether you want to call it a heavy stack,
So,
I'm not
and
sure.
they've already
but
used the
it
drone
is
here, so
definitely
Apex
a
playing
big
super
lean.
slow on
Off
this
such a
one.
quick reaction
Every
to
single
the
time
A
the
play,
smoke
thanks to
goes,
that piece of
it's gonna
utility from Benji Fisher. I'm
have to do
curious if
something
we can
towards
see
middle
later where
to
he
clear
threw
the
that.
question marks, and as you can see, 1 smoke right now has got 3 people searching.
Can come at a worse time. This is where the execution begins, but it does seem like Heretics have almost completely committed. They're just playing a retake at this
Oh,
point.
the
Stun
wall
through,
to
fire on
isolate the
sight. There's no way
planter?
Governor
Wait,
gets out
that's
of there.
dirty.
The Vice Wall left him completely isolated, and in fact, the worry would be is, could anybody get onto that diffuser? Something that desperately needs to be checked. 2 players stuck in this back corner. It could end up as the undoing of this opposing side. Never mind! If Floresa can hit 2 quick shots, he even manages what I was going to say to escape.
That's so funny, bro.
Bobo gets absolutely nothing.
This is like
The
2
first
steps
couple of
back.
shots were wonderful, but now only 1 man remains. It's Malzy. Needs to try and swing this. It's a deeper plant than he would have liked, and well, a wider angle for Boo.
This
He will
little,
not miss
the
that one.
wall to
And
get the
now
isolated plant
climbing
is
towards
really, really
that
cool.
Match and series point. It's not far away now for Heretics.
It's a shame, Apex did a lot of good here.
This pistol round.
Yeah, what was
Did they
this?
lose the first pistol round as well?
Thorns
Thank you very much
into
to our
recon.
observers for this and to our EVS team. And yeah, that utility ended up landing outside of B.
Dude, someone must
There's
have gone
3
on a
players
server,
B at
spent
the
like
start,
what?
so if you're there,
10 minutes,
you're gonna be
15
cooking
minutes maybe,
half as
finding
as
that
a team.
lineup.
The 3 players will eliminate whoever's in front of the Thorns.
And then the replay
anyone
guys just
behind
giving it to
him
everyone
can
for
forget
free.
about the round. But if there's no one there,
Save your
great.
time.
Instant rotation. Boo holds map control, and you are beyond
5
ready
minutes?
for
Yeah,
the hit
honestly,
coming in
it
on the
probably
other
would take
side.
about 5.
You know, I was
Depends
curious
how
about
micro it
the
is.
ideas of Vice, and especially as you highlighted, Tom, losing out.
You find that in
on
20
that
seconds,
Killjoy
bro, you
utility,
gotta...
there's
I'm telling you,
disadvantages to it,
Bacon
or
would
at
hire
least
you
there's
right
going
now.
to be adaptations that you have to make.
Yeah.
That one
You reckon
right
you
there,
find that in
that's
20
a really
seconds?
nice idea and a wonderful result.
There we go. Denito, Odorous once again put in the hot seat. I'd say for map number 1, definitely seemed like things worked out, and I think even going back to the early rounds in Split, we saw a beautiful combo of ults. It seems like they love
I find that in 20
whenever
seconds
that
because the observer
Armageddon
just
is
showed it.
available.
That's actually true.
I've noticed that. I think that's 3 times I've gone, Armageddon's online. Got an idea for that. So we'll see.
Okay, same wall again. Force them down to an eco. The good news for Apex, there isn't much, but the good news for Apex is like next buy round should be really good. Like there's a chance they can get all 4 of these ults online if they handle this one well.
Just with the scoreline and maybe the way that things have been
like
going
this eco well.
Communication, etc., hasn't been quite what they wanted. Instead, it's just going to be pacey. They are running straight into this one.
Yeah, it might be wet. Okay.
Salvo's lined up to buy a little bit of extra time. We've seen the Thorns activated. That's going to keep the spike off the site.
Wait, did they change that? Okay, they changed the wall. Changed the wall over towards middle.
And the numbers of defenders towards this site increase gradually. They can't get any more now. All 5 Heretics members.
This is chaos. They can't plan.
Waiting. And just firing utility in to run the clock down further to deal more and more damage. Here come the salvos and the
what are you
fight on
meant
the
to
back of
do?
it. It's so clean. They've got full control over the map. Their utility is keeping them back in Heretics. Just with a clean sweep for so many of
God,
these
I'd be so tilted.
Full control.
I'd be so tilted. When are you ever meant to plan?
Talked about this next round in the timeout, because that one fell apart.
But that was the thing. The goal seemed to be, okay, 2 players will go in quickly, bait out all of that utility. The 3rd player will come and get the plant, and I think it was going to be Molzy to get the rolling thunder. He ends up getting it because I think he gets a kill somewhere in the middle of everything.
They attack
so
tail?
they actually try and get Fluorescent to plant, but that was the goal. Okay, if we can use both of those ultimates, we have the Armageddon and we have the rolling thunder. That's fantastic. They never get to the post plant.
Oh, dude, I was so focused on the fact they couldn't plant. They used an attack tail. That's devastating. Reaper.
The round is okay.
The great stun from him, though. Yeah, this is their big buy round. They're meant to have up to. The thing that's mad here as well is they take out Molzy that has ult, and Floor is 1 away from ult. So that probably would have been the AWP here. Heretics go aggro, take down the 2 that had the ults. Or was about to get the ults.
And you're ready for the hit on the other side. But if you're unfortunate enough to have players there, the round's over. Miniboo
good trade.
on walkabouts picks up his 3rd kill of the round. But Apex have done well. Yeah. They landed a couple of nice shots and now find themselves in a 2 versus 3. Governor heavily tagged up though, and look at Woot. Ult online. Look at Boo. 1 away from a Viper's pit. This
but
is
if
not
Batu
going
can
to be an
plant,
easy finisher.
It Killjoy ult.
Still
He's
available.
actually got a Killjoy ult as well.
You can almost see that.
Like he just
I think
got to
they're
do
well
it.
aware.
Killjoy ult, double mollies. They got so much delay.
It's just trying to
30 seconds.
Yeah, that's fine.
Anything that they can. It's going to be a little bit of delay. But
I worry if Boo's gonna be in a bit.
This keeps backside control for them as well. Now much more free, spotted both players.
I wonder if Boo's going to be in a position to get this.
Oh
god. Okay, Heretics on this defense side have looked like old school Heretics. Like this is like last year's Heretics. Everything makes sense. It looks like a nightmare to play against. The ults are good, the plans are good, everyone's together. Might be the first time we've seen it for a while.
In fact, every ultimate except for Armageddon, which was just like that's it being used.
Wait, was that a stun beforehand? That stun's wild.
And they have 6 chances to close out this map. What? I don't know what that was. They're gonna wish that wasn't on replay.
I feel like it's always him caught in compromising situations on the camera.
Our ABS team always on the lookout for
either that or it's Milan. But anyway, 12-6. Another pause taken. The last one, no effect. They may have had an idea, had a plan, but it has been disrupted. And that's the thing. We're talking about the superstars on this Heretic side. I think in some of the recent matches, we'll talk about, okay, Miniboo had a great map. Woot maybe had a great map. Someone steps up. This is everyone. There is not a bad player currently performing on the Heretic side. And I'll tell you that I don't know if they're...
I thought on Apex, they're looking way better than what I thought.
Every single Heretics player is playing well. It's like, oh, well, they've just won.
They can definitely upset.
Like, it genuinely doesn't matter.
Can for sure
Apex
upset.
Have got to try and
come on.
dig deep and find something. 6 rounds right now, it is not looking good. Fluorescent not having the time of her life.
6 chances. 6 chances.
Of the last couple of maps has
4
finally
ults to secure it. They're up again. I mean, these 2 are disgusting ult. You can't really play on site.
Waylay is cursed for these EMEA teams. That first map, Heretics picked Waylay.
I think Heretics might have picked Apex's best map. You might be right.
Same old story. A bit more work to be done there, but credit to Heretics. Some great ideas. I said yesterday I'm a big fan of Vice, and I think so many maps that you want.
Yeah, there is a chance that we saw their 2 best maps.
And
I
here
agree.
in Icebox, I wouldn't have picked this as one of the maps.
Very
I would have
possible.
actually said it's one of the maps where you can't really play, or at least I can't justify it with the value you find elsewhere. But Heretics have a whole approach built around this. The wall defensively covering mid is great, but the main thing being that B main fight that they tried earlier and then successfully in the last round, it seems so difficult to deal with.
I like as well that they consistently have Benji away from the majority of action, so that utility is always going to be online. The Thorns are always, well, in the side of the opponents. Now building into what looks like a B take once again. An aggressive position. Drone also being utilized. That
Drone goes middle, because the wall went off.
With Teo gives them
Recon goes middle.
info. Yeah, Benji.
Dark Rose came back.
What's the timing on Benji's swing here?
Control. Batu is the only man not with the rest of the squad.
Oh my god.
Well, neither of them ends up going down.
Viper ult.
Rolling Thunder has been utilized. A Hunter's Fury in combination and a Viper's Pit as well. Everything being thrown
Oh my
in
goodness,
here, but
what a shot.
the fact is that first kill has still gone the way of this
There he
defensive
is.
side. Another for Minibu as he goes running into the site. Even looking to try and spam back in. Another comes up for Benji within it.
Yeah, they just can't plant.
They still need to get that spike down. There's only 10 seconds left for them to deal with this, and they haven't dealt with the
Oh
players
boy,
within this
it's a rough one to end it on. Okay, that map from Heretics looked really nice. That is a great defense half. Great defense half. In terms of Apex, looking better than I thought. That ascent was really nice. And maybe give him a pistol on split, and it could have been a little bit closer.
It was their map pick as well,
That scoreboard is wild.